welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for Jeepers Creepers, released in 1939. It's the 258th in the series and it's directed by Bob Clampett. You can find this on the Porky Pig 101 DVD set. I have upscaled it using AI to make it kind of look like HD quality, and the results I'm pretty happy with, I must say. Now, in case you haven't seen this one, it's under copyright, so I can't show you the full cartoon here on YouTube, but Porky is sent out to investigate a house, and he's warned that there's possibly ghosts there, and sure enough, there is, who seems to love the song Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers, I love to haunt those sleepers, taunting, jaunting, all around I'm haunting, prowling, howling, I'm a bad old ghost.
So what you're going to see in this review is a re-edit of the original audio commentary I did before I had to take that down. You'll then hear some new thoughts from me, and you'll hear some thoughts from my good friend Huey Nelson, who, like me, is a Clampett-holic. So grab some popcorn and enjoy. I thought this was a great cartoon. This is quite nice, and I do like this particular slogan there. We select your cell, but you can pick your own lock. I mean, because essentially the ghost at the end, he goes into blackface and mentions about the Tattletale Grey, which, as my good friend Austin Kelly informs me, it's a reference to a soap company's slogan, Fells Naphtha, if I said it correctly. So the slogan is, Fells Naphtha soap banishes Tattletale Grey. So essentially, if your shirt came back dirty and grey, then you knew your wife washed it without the use of Fells Naphtha and with cheaper soap. So yeah, I mean, we won't go into the history of soap here, but that's basically where it came from. This just shows how good Bob was getting as in a director, not only setting in the mood on how spooky it is, but also throwing in a few gags like this one here, you know. I mean, you can see it coming, but it still sets the mood and we still get the gag out of it. Shot here, like how they were just looking at where this sound's coming from. That's similar to what Bob would do in Buckaroo Bugs, where in the beginning you hear some gunshots and the camera's just going all over the place. And I guess that's one cheap way to, maybe that's one way to save a bit of money, I guess, which I'm sure Schwarzenegger would be happy with. So the title, Jeepers Creepers, look, it's definitely a well-known song. It comes from the Warner Brothers movie called Going Places, but boy would Carl Starling end up using this song a lot. I mean, two come to mind for me. One is Notes to You, which is a Porky that I happen to like, that Frizz did, and also Showbiz Bugs, where you had Daffy dancing to the tune, really, getting faster and faster. The lyrics were, of course, altered, and it was probably written by Clampett himself, and he would tend to write lyrics to songs himself. And I did like that gag, the ghost going all the way down and coming all the way up, saying, something at the door. Just the direction in this cartoon, like, you can tell that Bob put a lot of extra work on this. It's not to say he was lazy in previous cartoons or anything, but it just seemed like, as with, like The Lone Stranger and Porky, like some cartoons he seemed to be, enjoy making more than others. So those are my original thoughts. Now, let's have a chat about this ghost character. So, some people may be curious to know about this ghost character, as immediately one would think Pinto Colvig did the voice, as it does sound very similar. And it makes sense too, because Pinto was at Warner's around this time and did some voices and gag work, and Hobo Gadget Band would perhaps be his most notable one. But it's actually Mel Blanc doing the voice here, as per Keith Scott and his wonderful Cartoon Voices book and all his research in finding all this stuff out. So why would Clampett get Mel Blanc to do a Pinto Colvig impression for this short at all? I don't know the definitive answer, but Clampett did use Colvig before as a horse in Lone Stranger and Porky, and probably just wanted the same voice for the ghost. Keep in mind that Colvig's stay at Warner's was very brief, between his falling out with his old boss Walt Disney and then heading out to Miami to do voices at the Fleischer Studios, which had moved there from New York at this time. I think it's just a matter of Clampett just wanted that dopey sounding voice for the Ghost and just said to Mel, hey, can you approximate Pinto's voice? And if for some crazy reason you still doubt that it's not Pinto doing the voice, here is a sample of Pinto doing a voice around this time, the voice in this short, and Barney in the Flintstones.
Oh, a hobo's life is a life of ease. We never work and we do as we please. We're lazy as heck, but there's one thing we'll do, is tune up our gadgets and toot toot for you.
A haunting I will go, a haunting I will go, a haunting I will go, always could move around with ghostly stealth.
It's not impossible. I saw a movie once on the Early Late Show. This girl couldn't do nothing, but they brought on all kinds of teachers.
And did they succeed?
Well, I don't know. They cut the ending out because they had some commercials left over.
So hopefully that clears it all up. But now here's my good friend Huey Nelson, a fellow animation fanatic like myself, and he's going to give us his thoughts on his cartoon. So take it away, Huey.
Hello, it's me again, and I'm glad to be talking about Jeepers Creepers, directed by Bob Clampett. My first viewing of this cartoon came from, actually, I remember seeing this on YouTube, but it was a low quality print. It was kind of the 1992 colorized version. It had just like kind of these maybe 360 to 240 was the highest resolution you can get when watching these on YouTube back in its early days. And for 1939, this is one of the more better black and white Clampetts, next to Wisecracks, I would say, because he doesn't have to take Porky out of the short for majority of its runtime for it to actually get good. The gags here are pretty funny. I do enjoy this ghost character, especially when he starts singing Jeepers Creepers. One thing I never noticed while watching this and realizing it now was I remember saying that this ghost kind of sounds like Goofy. And when it comes to the song Jeepers Creepers, as someone who's actually watched Looney Tunes from old public domain tapes, I remember seeing the cartoon called Notes to You, which was another short with Porky Pig, but he's being heckled by an alley cat, and the cat starts singing Jeepers Creepers. And it was kind of a catchy tune when I first heard it, and I would always, as a kid, sing those lyrics every time something scary was gonna happen, or just for the fun of it. The gags in this cartoon are actually pretty funny. Now, because Porky's visiting a supposedly haunted house, the ghost's gags, when you look at him, they don't seem like he's really pulling off any scare tactics, but if you're visiting a haunted house, you're kind of gonna get scared by even the most normal sounds in there. I like where the ghost takes the frog and puts him in the shoes, and the frog hopping makes the shoes move, so they end up getting caught and attached to a hat stand, which starts forming a spooky character, and it ends up scaring Porky. There's also a reused gag from an earlier Tashlin short, A Case of the Stuttering Pig, which I know is Austin's favorite, where Porky runs up the stairs at full speed and then starts stammering until he notices the thing he's running from is holding him, and then does a full rewind back down the stairs. And it's just something about this ghost that's just toying with Porky throughout this whole short. It's just something about it that makes it funny, because he's not intentionally hurting Porky. He's just pulling just regular pranks on him that something like Bugs Bunny would play. And that's the funny part. He's not intentionally trying to kill Porky. He's kind of just having fun. Also, that end gag where you see the ghost in blackface, Clampett would reuse that in a later short entitled Goofy Groceries, where Jack Bunny would also say, "My oh my, Tattletale Gray." Overall, the cartoon clocks in, I would say, about 8 minutes and 45 seconds, which is about 9 minutes. And no time is really wasted in this short. And we even get a musical number by the Ghost. What could you not love about it?
Thank you, Huey. Now, I truly think that for 1939's output at least, this is one of Clampett's strongest shorts. It's actually quite a long short at over 8 minutes, but I enjoyed every moment of it, from the moody introduction scenes complete with Clampett's silliness, the wonderful rendition of Jeepers Creepers, and the gags at the end between Porky and the Ghost. Yeah, there's really not much story here, just Porky investigating a house and encountering a ghost, and that's pretty much it. But I can overlook that given how much I enjoyed the rest of it. So I'm giving this one 8 out of 10. It's fun and very much worth watching. It's just a shame that about the final blackface gag that is most likely preventing this from having a more general release. Hopefully one day it's going to happen. But that'll do it for this review. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care.